Since beginning of my spiritual journey, only in Islam, because my spiritual journey started earlier, around 5 years before Islam. Since I joined Islam, I been converted. I am Revert, they call it. Someone new who came to Islam. I recorded more than 400 videos. Basically, them videos are about that journey, about what I experienced, how it looks like, how I changed through this time, because you can see my videos at the beginning, how I express myself, how I was, my face expressions, and the quality of content I recorded, how it was. So all of this slowly changing. There's such a progress you can see, because Allah got existence when it's planted that seed inside, that spark inside. It is like slowly moving awareness piece. You are conscious of yourself. You are conscious about everything which flowing through you. Your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings. You keep looking and digging inside. That basically that spiritual journey is about. You fast, you practice this, you trying to structure your life, your day into some routine. Not always this is necessary. Some people may need this, some people may not need this kind of routine, but I found out that for my life a routine is necessary, and Islam giving that kind of structure, a routine. So you wake up in the morning, you pray, you read later on, and there is 5 daily prayers. From time to time there are as well days where you supposed to need to fast or supposed to fast. They are voluntary fasting and mandatory fasting, and it's great to keep that connection and structure and that bound to Islam. I would say Islam is much more higher level than if you would like to do it on your own way, because on your own way it is one big struggle. When you go and you taste a little bit deeply Islam, and you see what this practice implies, what this does, you see that fasting and those prayers opening your heart, and every time you're doing this, like you are moved ahead some light years, that things are arranged and changed. This is the method, and that method works very well if we little pay attention to this. It is not like you're living on your own and counting on your just awareness and stillness. It's not gonna go this way. You need to be able, you need to use those methods like Islam to open up your heart, to learn what is stillness and how to be still, how to be like effortless, easy inside, easy going, and allow things, because this is like learning process. And when we are in the darkest corner in our mind, that process is not easy, because you need to like rewrite your mind. And that method, like Islamic method, allowing you to rewrite your mind and like pacify those entities, pacify those thoughts, negative thoughts in your mind, in your heart. They are basically, content of your mind is built up with lots of negativity, lots of negative thoughts, some distorted emotions, feelings, with huge energy. And when you practice Islam, you basically looking like into your spiritual heart, into this heart center, into that space, into that dimension. You feel that dimension inside of yourself, and that dimension slowly from your heart, grinding and correcting, melting those structures from your mind into your heart, and into your heart they disappearing. And there may be time and moment they will completely will be like wiped out, corrected and melted there, so they stop bother you. At this moment we perhaps have huge traffic of those things, and we are bombarded by different unpleasant life experiences, because we got this content in the mind recorded, so it reappear inside. Let's say, for example, I work with many things. Actually, I am work out with many things, because I cannot say I'm working this out. I have to put some effort, but obviously it is existence which giving us experiences. You cannot predict your tomorrow or next moment experience, what appear before you. You're not creating that definitely this is the experience given by existence. So you're learning step by step, experience by experience, how this function and where this coming from. Definitely from Allah, from existence, from God. We can call it, we can put names of it, but ultimately I don't know if this should be named at all. It is like that invisible spark energy inside of us. When we are there, we are safe, we are free from fears, we are free from pain, from suffering. It's that bright space in us which creating joy, tranquility, good life. And when that space is turned and is pure, is not contaminated anymore, our life start function well, and existence freely giving us experiences which are pleasant, and we understand how we should supposed to walk through life, what we're supposed to do, what is from existence, what it's not, what is not from existence. Because hardest things is to recognize by what we are triggered, what trying to scare us, what trying to arrange us in life. We need to recognize that if we don't, we always will be like puppet to the life. Things and people will be arranging us, pushing us, and it is quite often difficult. But when we recognize, okay, in this moment I acting from fear in me, or someone acting from fear in himself and he trying to put this on me. When you recognize that, when you know your value and strength, you can say no to that in gentle way and manner, and sometimes even with little bit force, if this is really like some kind of harassment or whatever. You have right to say no to those things. You have to value yourself. That's the thing. If we don't, if we are lost in this mind space, we are arranged by life. We are floating in that soup of madness, depression, anxiety, and all of those entanglements of the minds. Because that traffic is huge, and that record of that tape is not very nice. So by practicing Islam, prayers, meditations, fasting, reading scriptures, not only Islam, you can read Bible, this is the same. But Islam, I would say, have another layer, because this is like recitation. There is also sound to that. And if you connect to that, you see that's like different dimension, different word, which bringing peace to your heart, bringing stillness to your heart, bringing wellness to you, and you function simply well after feeding yourself with those things. They always taste well. That is simple and clear indicator for me, and not only for me, that this is what we are made to do. Things of this world which are plenty, quite often giving us habits, different nasty behaviors. They are simply not healthy, many of them. That's worldly life. When we abusing ourselves with different things, we have no limits. We quite often creating bad habits, bad behaviors in us, and they later on changing into thoughts, into feelings, destructive ones, and they're lurking and hiding in darkest corners of our mind, and from time to time they appearing and you acting upon them. But when you have enough, you suddenly may discover, okay, I need to clean it. I need to find a way how to come back to my heart, how to feel well again. So you basically may go into some spiritual journey like I did. Like it was like before Islam, there was few other religions like Christianity, Hare Krishna, Buddhism, different philosophies, different spiritual practices. But I found out that Islam was in a way prescribed to me, was last thing which I found out, and I simply discovered this is what I need for my life in order to function well, in order to progress, in order to have some goal in life, some aim. Because simply I was lost in the mind. And those things in the mind are very tricky. You may practice for a long time, you may improve, generally you're improving. It seems like life squeezing you, life like putting those things on you, those experiences, to just purify them, to just change them into something valuable. Those really bad ones into something valuable. It is like transformation, slowly moving transformation. But still, certain things in mind are hidden somewhere, and from time to time, if you give them energy, you see you are powerless. They taking control over you. Like recently, I come back to playing games, and I seen how powerful control it have over me. You suddenly start neglecting things. You suddenly putting them aside, those good things, and you only thinking about those, let's say gaming. And that after a while, short period of time in my case, turning your world into darkness. You start being again dysfunctional. That's what many things in life can do to us if we abused ourselves with them. It's like stealing our energy, our mind power, sucking vital energy from us. We cannot do anymore anything else. We just like thinking only about that subject, which is like bad behavior or habit, bad habit. So in order to progress in life, we need to put all of them aside. We first have to recognize, okay, that thing causing me problem, definitely this is that. And find the ways and practice clean methods, which simply wipe that slut out from us. So we'll getting better and better, and we start be obedient to existence, not touching those bad things, and simply emerging in that goodness and do those good things, because certain things are simply improving us. Like they writing about this in those holy books, Quran, Bible, Bhagavad Gita, or Book of the Dead. Let's say serve another, pay to charity, support another. There is plenty of things. Fast, read scriptures, pray, meditate, be still, be open, smile to another. Those things turning our life into good life, into joy. And there is million other things which simply turning our life into misery, into unhappiness, into depression, anxiety, into chaos. So we need to choose wisely which road we want to go. We want to go into heaven, or we want to choose hell. And hell is chosen something like unconsciously. When you heading into that direction, you don't know you're heading there. Like you become a victim of some bad habit. You simply thinking, this is like thinking mind about those things. And you don't know, somehow you're feeling unwell, but you don't know where it's coming from, what this does with you. You're just pulling into that direction. So we need to choose wisely, because this determines how our next moment will be, how our life will be, how much joy in us will be. If this life will be colorful or depressed, dark, that all our choice. Assalamu alaikum.